Tuesday night. We were here till about 10:30 when the fire, we were taking clothes out and evacuating because they had told us to evacuate. And we were debating whether we would go in the pool and use one of those pump systems, which I have, to pump water out of the pool to fight the fire. But with the wind blowing so much and it was too hot, the fire, we just decided it was better to get out. So I left, thinking I would probably never see this house again. The next morning, we got up about 5 o'clock and went to my son's house, Sonoma. I'm Sonoma. Sinaloa, I'm sorry, thank you. Sinaloa. And we fought that till about 11, then went to my other son's in like,
Christmas tree lane.
Yeah, right near Christmas Tree Lane on Colman. And we fought that one. And we saved about 3 or 4 other houses along with my sons, both of them. So it was, they didn't want us to be there. But with the lack of water and the lack of manpower, we figured if we weren't there, the houses wouldn't be there. And they wouldn't have been. On Colman, there's probably 20 houses on the street, and about 7 are left. Most of the neighbors have evacuated. Some of them stayed. Probably one of the biggest stories to me was the neighbor across the street from my son's house. They're in their 80s, and they had these big Italian cypress trees that were on fire behind them all. And he was out there fighting them to keep them from catching the house on fire. And it was really, to save those. And it had nothing to do with his house because it was on the other side of the street. But he just felt like they needed help, and he was there, and a few other neighbors were there too. So there's a lot of heroes out there. There's a lot of people that battled the blaze. You could watch the fire. It was daytime. The wind was not blowing that hard, but the fires were intense. You could tell what was happening. If the fire was going to come at you, you had plenty of time to get away. So there was no threat of us dying. I think the threat of people dying is the ones that weren't aware there was a fire and didn't evacuate. The fire came through the house. Tuesday night, we didn't sleep at all because we figured the house was gone. And then Wednesday morning, we were busy fighting the fire with the other 2 homes. So the whole time I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to find when I get back here. And after 40 years, you got a lot of stuff you forget about that would disappear if the house burned down. So we were thankful that it didn't. So.